Hello everybody, welcome back to Ask Bricksie episode 8. Today I'm going to be answering a bunch of your questions that were submitted in the comment section of Ask Bricksie episode 7. If you want your question answered in Ask Bricksie episode 9, make sure you throw them in the comment section below in this video here. We've got quite a few different questions, so let's get started. The first question is from Miador's Musings. He says, do you think you'll ever do any collaboration videos with other LEGO content creators? Yeah, I'm not really opposed to it. I know I was hosted on M&R Productions podcast twice. That's sort of the only collaboration that I've done so far. I don't know. I'm sort of doing my own thing here in my Lego room. I've always sort of been like an individual. I love working on my Lego City and the Lego room and doing my own like shopping vlogs and sort of doing my own questions and stuff like that. So I'm sort of independent. And I would say that's sort of how the LEGO community is. A lot of us are just independent creators, if you will. Believe it or not, I'm actually more of a sheltered person. I'm not really out there with like a bunch of friends like I used to be in high school. I'm sort of more sheltered in my own basement here, sort of doing my own thing, making my own videos, operating my own channel. Well, it's not really mine, it's me and Mrs. Bricksie, so we collaborate all the time with the efforts here in the LEGO room, of course. But I don't know, like I'm not really opposed to it, but I don't think there's really been any opportunities that have presented themselves to me. I don't really know. I don't have a solid answer for you there. Other than I'm not opposed to it. I'd be willing to work with people, but I think more so we are individuals, if you will. Does that sort of make sense? I guess so. That sort of answers the question, I think. Mr. Pierce G Studios asked if we will ever make our own fire station set. Well, we've actually done it before. I've built a custom fire station. I'll throw some images up right now, and I'll also tag the video in this video here. It should appear somewhere up here. And yeah, I think it was pretty cool. It was a custom creation. I rebuilt it a couple times. I was pretty stoked on that one. But then we got like the fire brigade, and we integrated that into the Lego City. So I was like, maybe we don't need this. So I actually took it apart, and I took apart the matching police station as well. I was really satisfied with the mock, but I just didn't think I needed it because we had the fire brigade. And now we have a custom police station in our Lego room, and the Lego group issued a police station modular building, so I'm contemplating getting rid of that as well. But to answer your question, I don't think I'm going to do another one, but we have done them in the past, and they're a lot of fun to build for sure. Tommy Dempsey is asking a question related to haters. He says, every YouTuber has at least one hater. How do you deal with your haters? Honestly, if you're going to post stuff on the internet, whether it be YouTube videos, Instagram posts, TikTok videos, you're going to get haters. It's just the nature of the internet. There's what we call internet trolls. And how do you deal with haters or internet trolls? Honestly, the best thing that you can do is just ignore them, because they're looking for you to respond to them. So what's the best way to deal with them? Just straight up ignore them and don't even reply to their comments, or just simply remove their comments or block them from your channel because you don't want them around. That's how you deal with haters. Just straight up ignore them because you don't want to fuel their fire. And that's what I would recommend doing in any scenario, even if it's not on the internet. If you're in school or something and there's a bully, you just have to try and ignore them. Report them, exile them from your life, and sort of go from there. And you know that it applies to all life in general too. If there's somebody who's negative or bringing you down in any circumstance, cut them out of your life, really. Unless, of course, they're family, then try and make it work. Yeah, but that's my response to haters. Just ignore it and just keep your chin up and just go about your life and don't let them drag you down. Yeah, stay positive. That one got a little bit deep there, but I didn't mean to make that attitude. But that's just my response to that question. That's my honest response. Next up, we have Lord Dareth. He says, will you ever do a tour around the world and do meetups with fans all over the world? If so, I'll do it. I do have plans not to do a world tour. I mean, I would love to do that. That would be amazing to go to like Denmark and Great Britain and all over Europe and wherever, Japan and China and India, and do all these different things around the world would be spectacular. I would love to do that. Short-term goals, 2022 Brickworld Chicago. I probably will be there, and that's my short-term goal. And obviously, if I see somebody when I'm there filming, doing stuff, making vlogs, checking out all the booths and all the custom displays and interacting with everybody, of course we're going to say hello to everybody. And of course it'll be publicly announced on my YouTube channel here and all of my different social media platforms. And we'll make a bunch of cool content while we're there as well. So Brickworld Chicago 2022, that's what we're hoping to do. In the short term, I really want to do that. Also, I had plans to do a Bricksie Does America sort of tour where I would go to all the different Lego attractions all across the United States. I would love to do that. You know, go to the different Lego worlds. It's just because I was talking about Brickworld, but Lego lands, go to different like Disney parks, go to any private Lego stores, just check out different Lego related activities throughout the United States. And I think that's a more achievable goal for me because, you know, the United States isn't as far away as, say, Europe or Great Britain and stuff like that. So do I ever plan on doing it? I hope so, but who knows what the future will hold. We'll start small with just a Brickworld Chicago. We'll go there for a few days because it's a relatively short flight for me, and we could probably, you know, get a hotel there for a couple nights and have some fun with some Lego people at Brickworld Chicago. Lego Dynasty here asks a couple different questions. He says, what does working in LAN entail? As in, are there certain things you need to do in order to keep getting sets ahead of time and maintain a membership of the team? And also he asks, what is one set that you always wanted to get before it retired? So what does being in LAN entail? Well, being in LAN is pretty straightforward. Essentially what happens is they send you emails randomly, and these emails have a product review offer. And then in the email there, it'll describe the set. So it'll say, I don't know, Lego Disney, and it'll have a set number. So you don't even know what it is, but you just know that it's a Disney set, and you know the Disney set number, but it's not revealed anywhere, so you don't even know what you're going to be getting. And then you say, yes, I'd like to take on this review offer, and then you have to review it within a certain timeline, and you have to provide the analytics of the content that you created about it, whether it be an Instagram post, a TikTok, a YouTube video, a Twitter, or whatever, anything that you do involving that product, you have to provide them the details on, or the insight and the analytics of that post within a certain time frame. Essentially, if you abide by their guidelines, you don't leak stuff, then you will continue to get stuff from LAN, and you will continue to be a LAN member or a Lego ambassador. But I don't really decide what I get. They send me product offerings, and then I say, yes, I'll do it, or no, I won't. For example, recently we got the Batman tumbler. When I got it, I said, yes, I want this Lego superhero set, and this is the set number, and then it arrives at your door, and then you have to do your content on it and provide a report. Also, twice a year, you can submit a support order, and you can get X amount of product above and beyond your sort of review offering sets, which is pretty cool too. So you can sort of pick and choose exactly what you want. And of course, all of that stuff has strings attached to it as well. You still have to do reviews and content on it and submit reports on all the products that you get. So there is strings attached to everything that you get from LAN. And as long as you don't break any of the rules, you submit your reports, and you sort of abide by their guidelines, then you'll be okay, and you'll be a part of LAN, and you will continue to be part of LAN. Retired set that I wish I got before it retired is Welcome to Apocalypseburg. I really wish I got that one. Same with Betrayal at Cloud City, but I already obtained that one, and the Battle Path. I wish I got that one as well. GK Master asks, how do you organize your smaller sets like microfighters, polybags, little builds that come with bigger sets? Well, I won't lie to you, I'm more of a big set collector. I like big cohesive sets. The reason I don't like these smaller sets with lots of different things is because they're hard to display, like you sort of stated there. Bigger sets like UCS A-Wings, where they're all one piece, are just much easier to display. But microfighters are right here. I just put them on a shelf and cluster them all together. That's sort of what I do. Honestly, all of my polybags and stuff, I don't really build them, I sell them. I look for promos that come for free with sets, and then I sell those on Bricklink to try and fund my Lego hobby so that I can buy bigger, better sets like all of these guys here. But as you can see, these smaller sets are just sort of all clustered together on these sort of tight shelves here. So plain and simple, I just put them on the shelves, And then most of the poly bags and stuff like that, I just get rid of it because it sort of becomes clutter and there's not really a good way to display it. And like I was saying earlier, I wish I got the Battle of Hoth, but the reason I didn't get the Battle of Hoth is because it's not a cohesive set and it would be very hard to display. So for that reason, that's why I opted out of getting it, because it would be challenging to display. But yeah, as you can see, I mainly stick to the bigger stuff here in the Lego room. That's a lot easier to display than some of the smaller stuff, although I do like the microfighters and I wish I got more of them earlier for sure. Actually, thinking about it further now, there's a bunch of smaller sets in the city, like in the amusement park, in the beach, in the downtown core. So there's a bunch of uncohesive scattered sets like the people packs and stuff like that all throughout the city too. So I also display them in the city. Yeah, that works. Brandon Crane asks, the day that you dropped $3,000 at the Lego store, did you only get one promotional sailboat with your purchase? Yes, I did. At least that's what it looks like. Seems like you would've warranted getting more for that dollar amount. Yeah, so this is definitely a true statement. I only got one sailboat promo when I spent $3,000 on August 1st at the Lego store. Why did I allow that to happen? Well, because that's just the way it is. When you go in there and you spend over $225 or whatever it was, you got a free sailboat. That's here in Canada. And it doesn't matter how big your purchase is. You only get one sailboat per person or per household. Now, of course, I could have went back multiple times and got multiple sailboats and they would have let that fly. If I went back the next day or if I went back 2 hours later, they would have let that fly and they would have continued giving me things if I made smaller purchases. But the reason that I only got one is because the sales staff really wanted to abide by the rules that are set up by the Lego guidelines, and I don't blame them for that. I didn't have a problem with it because they let me into the store early to film that video, to showcase all of the August products and sort of walk you guys through the store, and allowed me to purchase all my stuff before the store actually opened. And for that reason, because I was publicizing it to a bunch of people, they wanted to abide by the guidelines. They're not going to stack me with 10 sailboat promos and everybody going there would be like, well, I want 10 sailboat promos. So they're following the guidelines that are given to them by corporate. However, I could have been a smarter customer and I could have went there 10 times throughout the month of August and got 10 sailboats. But I chose to do it in one big lump sum because they let me into the store early. So I figured, you know what, we better do this right and abide by the rules and not really raise a stink about it. So I decided to do the ethical thing and follow the rules of the Lego promotion, although I could have got more than 10 sailboat promos in that particular instance, but whatever. We're still here, we're still filming Lego videos, and we're doing our thing, and I had a lot of fun that day. I was really happy that the Lego store let me in early to do the filming. It was pretty cool. So yes, that's the reason why I only got one sailboat promo. Just sort of like an ethical thing on my part, like a business ethics thing on my part, and also they were just following the rules that were given to them by corporate. Nathanos asks, what is your favorite color of brick separator? One moment. Let me grab my brick separators right up here. Oh, I gotta move all this cool stuff off of my brick separator shadow box. Here it comes. Okay. So I've got a bunch of brick separators and I keep them in the shadow box here. My favorite color of brick separator, I don't mind these old school gray ones right here, but my favorite color is the one that I only have one of. It's green. It's right there. You see? That's the only green brick separator that I ever got. Now, I think that came in the Palace Cinema modular building. Not sure what the significance of the green brick separator is, but it seems to be the rarest type of brick separator. So for that reason, the green brick separator is my favorite. Also, green is my favorite color. So conveniently, we have a green brick separator. This thing used to be a little bit fuller until we built the roof of the go-kart track sort of amusement park attraction. We took a big chunk of them out of here, so I've got to work on filling this thing up, and then once it's full, I'm going to hang it here in the Lego room somewhere. Delta Bricks asks, what video editing software do I use? And also, perhaps building a dinosaur museum allows you to have dinosaurs in the city, but a smaller, more compact. Love the idea of a dinosaur museum. Love it. I would love to see a modular building that is a dinosaur museum. I feel like that would have to be a larger modular building, maybe 2 base plates, or a 48 by 48 gray base plate. Love the concept, love the idea. Would love to see somebody build it. I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. You could use the dinosaur fossil set. You could also use that new T-Rex fossil set from Jurassic World. I think that would be pretty neat. Video editing software, I use Adobe Premiere Elements. It's like Adobe Premiere for dummies. So if you don't want all the headache of learning how to use the advanced Adobe Premiere, which is like what they use like to make like actual like, you know, cinematic movies and stuff like that, use Adobe Premiere Elements. It's like Adobe Premiere for dummies. But the video editing software that I started with was actually the easiest video editing software ever, and it's for free online. Believe it or not, I used Windows Movie Maker when I first started making videos here on YouTube, and it does just as good of a job as Adobe Premiere Elements. Brick and Brood, how you doing, buddy? He says, I love stop motion, sucks it's time consuming to do. When you did it in the past, did you film the building of Lego or take pictures as you went? I took pictures as you went. I don't do any stop motion really other than the last ones that I showed in the last Ask Bricksie episode. That's why he's asking this question. But to tell you the truth, you have to do it with photos. Keep your tripod there in the same position and you have your camera on there. And the best thing to do is put your camera on a timer. So you click the button and then 3 seconds later it takes the photo. You click the button and then 3 seconds later it takes the photo. Then you move your figure, do it again, repeat, 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 repeat. Or if you want to do the time-lapse building style one, you put a piece on, you take a photo. You make sure you don't move it. You put another piece on, you take a photo. But the reason why I suggest using the timer is because you have lights and stuff. So when you're clicking it and it's taking the photos instantly, when you're pressing the button, you can see your shadows moving around. And I learned that the hard way. The first time I did it, I looked at it, I was like, you can see my shadows moving around. Whereas if it's on a timer, you can click the button, you can step away, and then it takes the photo. Put another piece on, click the button, step away, it takes the photo. So there's no movement of light, it's consistent lighting, and everything is perfect. So I would use a camera, your standard, 16 by 9 frame that fits like, your standard video frame, and then also a timer. That's how I would do it. I don't really have much experience. I know I could do it in the city and stuff like that. I just truly, like you said, I don't have the patience for it, and it's very time consuming, although I do love watching it. Anna Von Brick asks, will you ever make a mock of a luxurious villa that contains a pool, large garden, placed in a hill in your city, and you might consider building your city in 2 or 3 levels? I would love to do a topographical city. I think that'd be very cool. How would I do that? I've sort of sandbagged myself using these tables. I use the Linman tables with the Adil's legs. If I want to go topographical, I would rebuild my tables using melamine, which is like white wood. It's like particle board with like the white stuff on top of it. Melamine, I don't know what it's actually made of, but that's what I use for like my old shelving. It's sort of like what IKEA Pax and Billy shelves are made out of. It's sort of melamine like that. So I would use that, 2x4s and Adil's legs to build a large surface. Then I can screw through that stuff. The problem with the tables that I currently use is they're hollow in the middle, so you can't screw through it. But then I would make a multi-leveled city. Never say never, I might do that in the future. But I think once we get the city exactly how we want it, I'm going to look into making a mills system. Like I'm going to look into changing all of my plates and modular buildings and amusement park and all that stuff to a mills system before I try to go topographical. What I mean by topographical is just different levels and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I sandbag myself by using this IKEA system rather than a custom table system. I think if I wanted to add different levels, a custom table system would be a lot better. What was the other question? Oh, would I ever make a really cool villa with a pool, a garden? I think that sounds awesome. I attempted to make the Bricksie mansion one time, and then I stopped immediately. And I was making this mansion when I had like a different sort of layout, and it was like an island in the middle of the room, and then there was a perimeter layout, and there's an island in the center. I built a really cool garage, I started building the mansion, and then I changed my whole city layout again for the 400th time, and then I got rid of it. But I would love to see a mock of a villa that has a pool and a garden and all that stuff. That would be really cool. I don't think it's in my cards at this time. I love the ideas that you have, and I would love to maybe make those in the future. I'm still pretty young, so I'm 30 now. Maybe when I'm 40, I'll be doing cool stuff like that. I don't know what the future holds for us. Maybe we're going to do cool multi-leveled cities with really cool mocks like that in the future. I'm still young. I'm still early in my Lego career, and I can't wait to continue growing as a builder and continue growing in our space and continue using our space more efficiently for cooler stuff like that in the future. The last 3 questions are from Purple Cat. Purple Cat says, now that you and Jose are working together full-time, how do you separate work and private life? It's tough. It is tough, Purple Cat. Wow. How do I separate work and private life? Well, I'm going to tell you what. When we're at home, we are working. That's the thing. I could be like, we could be sitting upstairs watching a TV, but why do that when we could be working on our Lego city or building something Lego or making a video? We have a hard time separating it, I won't lie. The only way that we find the time to separate it is going on little mini vacations. So generally when we're at home, we'll work. So we went... Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. So, like, we need to in order to take time off, we need to get away. So, throughout the summer of 2021, we did a bunch of camping, and it was good. We came home, we worked for 7 or 8 days straight, and then we went camping for 2 days. And then we came back, we worked for 7 or 8 days, and then we repeated the process. So, to find time alone, honestly, we need to leave the house, essentially. The problem is there's not much to do other than like movies and stuff like that, and I guess working out and leisure activities, riding bikes and stuff like that, but we don't really share a whole lot of those common interests in that regard. So finding time is tough. The only way we can do it is if we leave the house, we find. We're working on ways to figure that out. We've only been working together since April of 2021, so we're still early in our career together where we're working together each and every single day. So we're still trying to figure out ways to do that. And I think we need to find an activity that we both like so that we can say, okay, we're taking this day off and we're going to go do this activity. We need to find some sort of common ground there that, okay, we both like, I don't know, playing tennis. So on this day, we're going to go play tennis for 6 hours or whatever it may be. We have to find something that gets us out of the house, because if we stay in the house, then we continue doing what we do every day, and that's making YouTube videos and building Lego. So it's tough. Although I will say that we both enjoy doing what we do, so that's a positive thing. Although we work a lot, and when we're at home, we work, we both enjoy doing it. It's a hard question to answer, and to tell you the truth, we haven't really found the perfect way to do that. What is my least favorite part about being a Lego YouTuber? There's not very many negatives about it. Honestly, just not having enough time. Not having enough time and not having the right parts and ordering parts to build custom things and knowing which parts to order to build things, and also, actually pulling the trigger on ordering those parts. Jose's doing a great job of doing that, though. She's in charge of ordering parts now, which is fantastic. So yeah, I think the hardest thing about being a Lego YouTuber is the lack of parts. Well, in my particular, the way that I operate, or the way that we operate our channel, because we do a lot of custom landscaping and stuff like that. And for example, the trees, we need hundreds of trees, but trees cost like $5 each, right? So just having the material to do what we want to do is the hardest part about being a Lego YouTuber. What is your least favorite part of being a Lego YouTuber? There's other things too, just not enough time. Not enough time in the day to respond to every single comment and be as interactive as I'd like to be on the channel. Because I have this thing that I need to issue a video every single day. In my opinion, that is just what I want to do. And when I go to make these videos and build all this Lego and do all the projects that are involved with making those videos, I find myself running out of time, and I don't have enough time to respond to all the Instagram comments and respond to all of the YouTube comments and sort of communicate how I would really like to, just because I have to allocate my time to specific things like building the amusement park and getting that video out on the amusement park and having the right parts and pieces here in our possession to build that amusement park. So it's a parts thing, it's a time thing, and just a time allocation thing. So just the day's not long enough. And I think that's common with a lot of people. The days just aren't long enough. And honestly, as a Lego YouTuber, time for me has never gone faster. I blink and days are over. It is insane. But yeah, those are my only things that I think are negative about being a Lego YouTuber. So nothing really, actually. And her final question, what are your thoughts on LAN? I love LAN. It's awesome. We get information early. We get sets early. We get Lego, which obviously helps fuel the channel and fuel my Lego addiction and Lego hobby. I love it. I will say that some of my least favorite things about it is Lego is a big company. And sometimes I find their guidelines a little bit confusing. For example, the Lego Disney castle that I had in my possession got leaked from a Lego website in Mexico, right? That was sort of annoying. It's like, why is that? And then I had it, I forget what the embargo date was on it, but they released it on the website 2 days before the embargo date. So I find their... And it happens times and time again. For example, they issued the calendar advertising the sailboat promo a few days before August 1st, and I had the sailboat promo, but the embargo wasn't until August 1st. So it's like, well, you guys already released that the sailboat promo is going to be happening on August 1st. Why wouldn't you line up the advertising date of the calendar with the embargo date for ambassadors to release the information on it? So I find it's a little bit annoying when there's, not annoying, but a little bit confusing when embargo dates for ambassadors don't line up with the advertising dates of the Lego sets from the Lego group. I find that very odd. And it sort of can take away from the excitement of the videos and the pre-release videos and like the embargo videos that we work so hard to produce and work so hard to obtain this product information. And I find the disconnect between the advertising date and the embargo date can sort of take away from the content that you work so hard to produce. But that is my thoughts on LAN. I love it. I love having the information, love having the Lego sets, love being part of the LAN community. But I just think internally they need to straighten a few things out in regards to advertising dates and embargo dates. That is all of the questions that we have answered here in Ask Bricksie episode 8. If you want your questions answered in episode 9, make sure to throw them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for popping on by. I hope you liked it. And remember, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for coming on by, and peace out.